name's Richard.
Hello, my name's Peter.
And this is a We're Not Wizards quick start for the KickStart with myself, Richard, and Peter Blenkharn from Inside The Box Boardgames. What week are we on? This is week 4.
I think so. it's been a while now.
It's just a haze in a daze. But we're not getting phased in the cave. But anyway, Peter, how are you this fine evening, sir?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it's been going well. Like the campaign's still staying strong. Just knocked over in a stretch goal today. It's kind of surprising actually, like still how much like activity there is on the page.
Yeah.
We kind of expect, in the middle of the campaign, there's always a bit of a lull. A lot of people are really excited at the start. You smash like 30 stretch goals would be silly in the first week.
Yeah.
There's understandably a lot of excitement, but people just they've been really interested in asking more questions about how it all came together, different bits about where we're gonna kind of take it next. What kind of stuff we've got planned for Expo. Basically just chatting, and they're like, "Oh yeah, I played the game 19 times with my friends, and we came across this weird rules quirk. Can we get a ruling?" Which is quite nice. It's been really cool actually reading through the comments. I think we've got something pretty much 2,000 comments on the campaign page now.
And there's some regulars that are having kind of regular conversations on here, kind of back and forward and stuff that, which is really, really kind of cool. You've got some brilliant. Let's say hello to a couple of people. You've got Hannah Aurelia, who's asking lots of questions, and then there's Russ and C, who seems to come up quite a lot. There's quite a few.
You see a lot of familiar faces, yeah.
Yeah, Cami Cameron. So hello to everybody out there. That is the best one is the respectable Darius von Hinterhelt.
Yeah, it's a long name.
It's a long. It's an impressive.
Most people just go with their actual name, but he's gone crazy with it.
He's just got absolutely into everything, which is fantastic. So hello to everybody in the comments. If you're, keep commenting, because we do like to read it, and Peter likes to spend entire evenings replying to all the comments as well. So keep them flowing again.
Genuinely though, it is actually quite fun.
Of course it is.
The weird bit about the middle of the campaign is the month or so before we launched was frantic. There was just so much to do. Getting everything on time, making sure, because we promised a date, and although the wisdom is you don't have to publish it when you said you publish it. If it's going to hurt the project, it's best just to say, what, we got it wrong. We're going to do it in 2 weeks' time or a month's time or whatever.
Yeah.
But we're we think we can do this. We're right, let's push for that date, see if we can do it. So it's kind of all systems go. And then you press the button, and then you sit there going, what am I supposed to do now? Because you've just been working your backside off for months, and you're like, oh, right, I guess we just have to kind of wait and see. And then it was I had a day of okay, nothing's happening, and then realised, oh my gosh, this is done rather well. And then day 2 was just kind of shell shock, and then the week after that was just tearing my hair out, going, oh my god, what has this become? How am I going to manage this? At which point I swiftly called up intern Anthony and was I'm gonna need you to go through some emails.
And how is intern Anthony? Hello, intern Anthony. Do you make him listen to this episode?
No. He probably does listen to it in his own time, though.
He probably does. Hello, intern Anthony. Everybody thinks you're fantastic. You're doing an amazing job keeping this company going. And he probably does. He's probably doing a stellar job. We are 10 days to go.
Yeah.
So just like the 1980s song by Europe, it is
the final
countdown.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Here we go. But we are. This is what I was speaking to somebody earlier on tonight, and it was just a case of every week I don't look at. I get the updates, but I generally don't look at the campaign on a week-to-week basis. And the idea for that is I like reading the updates, but I kind of like to surprise myself with the figure. So I gotta look at it now and go, where are we? Where? Like Batman. 185. That's pretty good going, isn't it? That is. Where are you? Was that 15 away from the ultimate stretch goal?
No, we're quite a bit away from that one. So because we released quite a few relatively recently.
Right. Okay.
So we're like, because basically we hit like pretty much every stretch goal that I'd like properly planned out on like the first and second day.
Yes.
And then, like as I said a couple of weeks ago, like, I had to basically go back to the drawing board and plan out what we're going to do. And then we decided that what we do is we plan everything out to 300,000 because like that's not going to happen. Like it's just not. Like something astronomical would have to happen. Like I don't know. Like Geek and Sundry decide to do like an hour-long SubTerra special.
You never know.
Yeah, I mean, you never know, but like it could happen. Will Wheaton could just tweet it.
It gets announced in the 10 o'clock news or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a slow news day.
That said, I was on Radio 4 earlier this morning, which was a bit of a bizarre experience.
You out, It's like,
it's really weird.
And there I was, kind of like reading my article in the New Statesman about moi. And then I caught myself on the radio.
I mean, like, you say that, and pretty much how it happened. Like, I mean, the whole New Statesman thing was just a bit bizarre anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of cool. And then I got a call from this guy, and he was like, "Hi, I'm like Bob." Right, okay. And yeah, I work for BBC Radio 4, and we do like a consumer affairs program.
You're like checking, it's like, oh, what have I done? Hey, listen, Molecular, it all got posted.
And it's just, I say, like, what was that, Watchdog or whatever it was? Like,
Exactly.
But yeah, and then he was like, no, we're kind of looking at kind of the board games thing as it's now become a thing. And he was like, yeah, like saw your project and whatever. And in the New Statesman was like, want to reach out and kind of ask you a few questions. So I ended up having to go all the way over to West London to, which is about like half an hour on the tube, to get to the studio, and it had this like proper old school like 70s studio. It was just like this little booth that I sat in and like chatted over the phone.
Did it have wood panelling?
Not quite, but it was very like
right,
it hadn't been decorated in a while. But yeah, no, it was really cool, and like it was only for a short clip, but it was quite cool because like that article featured the likes of people like Christian Peterson of Fantasy Flight fame, and chose to call me up, so that was quite nice.
That's kind of cool. So there you go. But this is the other thing: is if you got a successful campaign, then people are going to look to see what you're going to do next.
Sure.
But they're going to start listening to you because obviously you've got the community thing kind of going on as well, which the UK kind of Kickstarter group continues to kind of grow and flourish.
Yeah.
You mentioned earlier on stretch goals.
Yeah. So
do you want to run through them and let us know?
Sure. Yes. I mean the latest one we've literally like a couple of hours ago we unlocked was a resin start player token. So this is a bit of a weird story behind it, despite the fact it doesn't probably sound that exciting. So that was at 184,000, and basically we were sitting down like, okay, what can we do that is going to add value to the game, that isn't going to add game content that we haven't tested. So we put like a hard like no on any extra game content. Basically just because we tested the game so much that we thought it's letting down the project as a whole if we put something out there that's not good.
Yeah.
It's not kind of 100%,
And you don't want to break it. You don't want to have the balance there and then say, okay, we'll put this in. Then somebody comes back and says, well, that's so OP, you're kind of completely unbalanced in the game. Yeah.
So yeah, we were like, okay, we're not going to do that, but like what can we do to improve the quality, improve the kind of the general kind of like product quality, how fun is it to play with, as a toy as much as a game. And the problem was we kind of ran out of ideas after a while. Doing things like the glow in the dark dye, doing all the cool card effects, all weird like UV printing, all sorts. And then I remember back to I had a meeting with Watts Games, who are the manufacturer using in China, at Essen. It was the first time they'd been there, or at least the factory manager had been there. And weirdly enough, they do most of ILO's printing, which is like one of the biggest, like
we know, King of Toku and things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Really well known, really good stuff. Like absolutely colossal stand in Essen, but weirdly enough, they never bothered going to Essen. I met with them, and absolutely fantastic pair of guys. Like, and one of the things we were talking through was like basically newer things we could do like for the crowdfunding people, because I was sat there with one of those from Blenkharn Games, and we were like, okay, we want to do like interesting, innovative stuff with our products on Kickstarter. It's like not just the standard, let's do linen finish on the cards kind of stuff. Like it's a nice thing to do, definitely, but it's like you want to do something a bit different for your campaign that's like matched to like that project.
Yes.
It's like what can we do? And one of the things that we were talking about were miniatures. So looking at all sorts of different types of casting, materials, looking at like different qualities of things. Like if you just want like a kind of first player token, or if you want the kind of high sort of resolution miniatures we're going to have. But one of the cool things they did was they showed us this type of resin that was kind of almost like crystalline, and when it's set, it almost felt like concrete. It was like kind of rough, kind of like a rock basically. And he was saying, yeah, there was this game that some of the, I think it was one of the European companies ordered, and it was like Egyptian themed or something, and they had like a little pyramid.
Oh yeah, okay.
As some kind of token, and it was set in this resin, and it's really heavy, so it's not particularly practical to have like loads of pieces out there. But it's quite cool as like a one-off thing.
Yeah.
So we had this idea of basically having like a rock with the SubTerra logo like scratched into the side of it, as like the first player token, in this like rocky kind of rough resin thing. Which we think is kind of cool, because it's just like using these kind of weird and wonderful materials to make something cool.
And is that gonna appear in everybody's game then? When this?
Yeah, so that'll be every single core box will have that in.
That's pretty cool.
Which is nice. But yeah, and after that, with the next sort of big announcements are. So it was actually the next one after that at 194,000. Because we spent a lot of time designing the custom dice. So it's one of the things we unlocked ages and ages ago. It was like one of the sort of first few things we did. It's like number 6 out of about 40 now.
Exactly. So I remember when this was Now But Fields, kind of thing, before it was stretch goals.
Yeah. But yeah, so we decided we were going to do a custom die, but we hadn't actually designed it yet, because we thought, that's not a higher priority thing. We can do that during the campaign. We've got all the design notes. It's fine. Then we're like, crap. We're gonna have to do that now. So yeah, we put it off for a little while because we wanted to get a lot of the miniature stuff out of the way, because that's a bit more complicated. But we've done all the designs now for it, and then we looked at them and we're like, these are really good. Like we're really happy with these. And then I was chatting to a few other people, like sort of gamer friends, and they're saying, well, you've done a lot of other like cross-platform stuff. So talking about the app, which is one of the new things that we're sort of hopefully going to unlock. The graphic novel, development diaries, got all sorts of different bits and bobs that go along with the game. So why not do RPG stuff to go with it? And they said, well, you've already got these dice designs. Like you could probably come up with designs for lots of other different polyhedral dice. So we did that, basically. So we come up with a whole set. So we're doing it as like an add-on thing. So basically kind of like nice thing we came up with while we were doing the other stuff in the campaign. I thought people might want to grab a couple copies. And then we got the app, which is basically, it's a combination of suggestions from backers and kind of a plan that we had a while ago. Which is basically going to be like a support app. So it'll have the soundtrack that we put together on there. It'll have like a soundboard for all the different hazards. If we unlock like extra features, it'll have things like competition support. So it'll basically be like the pandemic games where everyone has like the same composition of like the deck and everything. But where it'll be basically on a phone. So the guy that's running the shop or whatever can just do the competition off the phone and be like, okay, we're rolling the dice now. It's a 4. Or the next hazard is water. Presses a button, all the speakers start gushing water. That kind of stuff, which would be pretty cool. And then the sort of the last one is a documentary. So this is like the 300,000. Like this is not going to happen goal. But like,
right, okay.
Like I hope it's going to happen because it'll be great. But it's pretty. Like obviously 300,000 is a hell of a lot of money. Like it's like nowhere near that. But who knows? Kickstarter is a crazy place.
Have happened.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But yeah, basically when we were chatting to the guys at Watts back in October at Essen, we were like, would it be possible to like at some point, like say crazy things happen, we do really well on one of our projects, and we have a load of money to work with in the budget. Like, would we be able to come and see this stuff in the factory and like actually like see how the processes are done, so we get a better understanding of like how the games are made, so we can make better decisions on product design. Just for general interest, like can we have a look? And they were like, yeah, sure. Like we have accommodation like on site because it's quite out the way.
Yeah.
A lot of people sort of live on site for a couple of weeks at a time, kind of thing. And they're like, yeah, you can come like stay in the factory. Like we'll show you around, and like you can see all the production lines, and you can chat to staff and stuff. And then we thought, well, like I spend literally like hours of my time sometimes like watching those like how does this get made videos on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like which one about candles the other day? It was really weird. But it's like kind of compulsive thing. Yeah,
candles are cool because they actually dip the wick into the wax. They don't kind of like make the candle and then kind of put the wick in it. They actually start off with lengths of wick, and they. I obviously was gonna say, Peter, that's incredibly sad of you to watch a documentary about candles.
And then you'd be like, "I've seen it.
I've obviously watched the same documentary."
But like, I literally like ages ago I started watching all these videos, and then just completely by chance came across one. I think it was Ludofact, which I think is a German manufacturer, German or Dutch, one of the two. And they had like this basically mini 4 or 5 minute clip on YouTube of like how do playing cards get made. And it's like this kind of series of similar stuff, and this person went round and like this is how they get made. This is a printing process. This is stuff about battery, whatever. And it was really interesting. Like, someone within the industry that spends a lot of time looking at bits of cardboard, like it was quite intriguing.
Oh dear.
But yeah, so basically the plan is that we're going to go over to China for some number of days, basically, and basically film the whole process. So, as much as we can while we're there. So it might be that we film sort of other games can be made, and maybe do the first little bit of SubTerra if we can. You need to
watch the videos, which are a guy that has a big pressure press thing, and he squashes different things.
I've seen those too. They're great.
Oh my goodness, this is like nerding out time.
Yeah, the best ones are the slow motion ones. Like they have the like super high frame rate cameras, and then they slow it down, and they like blow stuff up. Kind of popping a water bed or a water. Yeah,
or
exactly.
Like that. Or balloons. These are all very cool. This is what goes through the mind.
That's what I do in my spare time, is just watch silly videos on YouTube.
I suppose you've got to calm down the mind at the moment, because 10 days to go.
Yeah.
It's just...
So I'm just clearing meeples off my desk.
I mean, it's obviously got to keep up the noise. The comments seem to be coming in. It seems to be kind of going very, very, very quite well. How's Tim?
Tim, yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's spending a lot of time, in the comment section, just like clarifying rules and going through all sorts of bits and bobs there. Making sure that people that if they're late to the campaign, that they don't miss out on some of the questions. Like a lot of people, like don't read the FAQs the ample time, which is fair enough. So there's a lot of questions that have been answered in there now. So people pop in a thing saying, "How does this rule work?" And he's been really on it with like getting straight back to people.
What is this game about?
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you get into the sunshine at the end? No. Is there wolves in it? No, there's not any wolves in it. Is there zombies in it? No, there's
no Cthulhu, no pirates.
No, nothing like that. No,
no Star Wars IP.
Exactly.
We're not a fantasy flight.
No, exactly. We're not. Come on. We're not kind of like just making up ships to put out there now. Anyway, that's not a positive way to end this segment at all. However, as we said, it's 10 days to go. It's 185 grand. There's almost 3,500 backers. I think you're about 50 people away.
Yeah, it's about that now.
3,500 backers. Does this mean we're getting beards in every box, Peter?
I mean, I don't know.
You said 3,000 backers. I think I've got this on tape somewhere.
You see, I say these stupid things thinking it's not going to happen, and then it blooming well does, doesn't it?
Like, you say it to somebody who's actually got it recorded.
Really not a good idea, was it?
Like the first week, oh yeah, if we reach 2,000 backers, you can play as Blenkharn. It's not as play as Peter, we said, so I'm expecting it now as an add-on.
What I could do, like the little sticker sheet that we're putting in for the meeples, for the little like player symbols on them.
Put a beard on one of them.
There's nothing saying I can't put a little beard on that.
There's nothing to say. There's nothing to say. There is, as we remember, there was in Statecraft. There was not a little picture. Was a little picture of you holding up a little card with a man with a beard.
There is a Peter Blenkharn card in the game. It doesn't feature in the Kickstarter edition, but I do have a stack of them on my desk, which I give away as business cards, which is horribly vain of me.
That's fantastic.
But
I mean, you've heard it now recorded that Peter is considering putting little sticky beards on for the meeples. I think it should happen. I'm just saying, it's like one suggestion in the entire campaign is like a play with Peter kind of thing, and you just keep on throwing it out every single time. Do you know what I mean?
If we hit that 300,000, I will.
Oh, come on! You're just like changing the goalposts. Anyway, that's beside the point. It's, you know, as I say, we've said this. This has been a very, very fantastic campaign. Last 10 days, it's very, very exciting. As normal, all the links for the campaign will be in the show notes. Is there anything else that people need to watch out for coming in the next week that you can drop us a little snippet on?
Sure. Yes. So we're in the middle of a flash fiction writing challenge at the moment on the campaign. So we're doing like in the sort of middle of campaign a bunch of sort of backer competitions. So at the moment we're doing this flash fiction one where people write up to 300 words of prose or poetry. Anything to do with SubTerra. We've had about sort of 30-40 submissions so far, but it'd be really cool to get some more. It finishes on the 9th, which is in 3 days' time, so that's Thursday, I think. And next week we'll be doing another competition of a mysterious variety. Once we finish this one, then we'll be doing another one, sort of finish off the campaign.
Cool. It's all good. It's all fun. That's a good place to leave it, I think. Yes. I don't think there's anything clever I can say. I'm just hoping out for beard stickers. Make it happen, people. You can do it. Until next time, which is going to be, it's going to be weird. It's going to be like another week, and then it's going to be 3 days, and we're going to have some kind of wrap-up show, which we shall do. But until then, this is We're Not Wizards, Inside the Box Board Games. I've been Richard. He's been Peter.
Guess I've been Peter, yeah.
I guess. So it's a goodbye from me.
Yeah, goodbye from me as well.
I guess, stay safe. Sticky beards, beard stickers, meeple sticky beards. Make it happen, guys. 300k, for goodness sake. If you don't do it for yourselves, do it for me. But until next time, bye-bye.
Bye.